Yes. We're gonna cover some nerd stuff today. Most people have probably heard about ChatGPT by now, and their competitors have too. So, of course, this is a $1 billion industry, probably $1 trillion, and the players are gonna play. One of the most important ones are Google, and it looks like they're panicking a little bit. So the war of AI has begun, and whether you want to realize it or not, the future is here. So learning a little bit more about this is only going to benefit you more. I'm on Cold Fusion right now. This guy has some pretty good videos, and he's going to cover some stuff, and we're going to react. So let's get into it.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Cold Fusion. This was Google in 1998.
So we're right between that house and this house. We're renting this half of a house. Ping pong table, computer. Go to the other side of the office. There's Larry.
Man, I remember. Hey, this is like back in the day vibes. Whenever you tried to record a video, everybody has this experience where you're just seeing literally the dial up, scroll up the screen. Holy.
CEO of Google. Say something like Hi.
It was a small company run out of the garage of Susan Wojcicki, who is, interestingly, the current
Susan
CEO
who?
of YouTube.
So they rented out the CEO of YouTube's. I mean, she probably wasn't that at the time, but they were in her garage. Interesting.
Simply from recognizing the
Very
value of
interesting.
organizing information on the web, Google managed to grow from a few tinkering PhD students to a formidable giant that now owns over 90% of search and carries out over 8
How is it not like 99.9? What other engines are people using, to be honest? Like,
billion search queries per day. For 2 decades now, Google has been the undisputed king of web searches. The term Google
Ask Jeeves back in the day. I ain't never used this one. Nope, nobody uses Yahoo. I don't know. That must be some old head using that shit, bro. Holy.
has been synonymous with searching for information. Need a recipe, or a movie review, or just settling an argument with a friend? You can just Google it. With a net worth of $1.15 trillion in 2022, they seem unstoppable.
Big money.
So what exactly could make a massive company like Google panic? So much so that they issued an internal code red. Well, it's OpenAI's ChatGPT, of course.
Billions of dollars being leaked and left on the table. They need to go collect.
With Microsoft's plans to integrate the AI system into their search engine, Bing, Google Search may face a serious threat for the first time in its history. Could this be one of the biggest technology story arcs in history? While making this episode, I kind of felt like we're at the beginning of
Ooh, Bing is trying to come up. Holy.
an AI war. So in the following, we'll learn what Google might do about the situation. They're actually already fighting back. We'll get it.
I've been waiting for Google to drop something. They need to drop something. Everybody's on ChatGPT. I was just in there last night, just playing around, like just playing with some prompts, just to see what was going on. Here's some of the search over here, but it's very interesting, like very
into
interesting.
that. And we'll also see why exactly ChatGPT is such a threat to Google's central business model. Let's take a look.
You are watching Cold Fusion TV.
When it transformed just about every industry, including education, ChatGPT passed the U.S. medical license.
Everybody heard about ChatGPT whenever I know it was the first thing for me. It was whenever the kids were writing the essays with ChatGPT, which is, why could you not write the actual work with ChatGPT and ease your job as a teacher? Like, which is just like a multitude of things. Like, you could probably do copywriting easier, a lot of things. Like, my mind's just flowing with all the ideas that would have been implemented faster and all the jobs that would have been easier with ChatGPT. Interesting.
Licensing exam, the bar exam, and got a B on a Wharton MBA paper.
Yo!
The bar exam and got a B on a Wharton MBA paper.
Jeez.
A conversational chatbot capable of responding to any query in a human-like manner always seemed to be a technology of the future, for the masses anyway, until ChatGPT. Following its release, ChatGPT has garnered huge...
Interesting. So this is some prompts that people have been typing in. Interesting.
...attention from around the world. To give you an idea of the scale of this moment, ChatGPT has been the fastest app in history to reach 100 million users.
As it should. Like, what? Oh, you're going to give me free help? Detailed help at that? Like, come on now.
It's taken just 2 months, whereas TikTok took 9 and Instagram 30. A rapid adoption rate is a classic early signal of a disruptive product or technology. A couple of months ago, we took a deep dive into ChatGPT.
Amazing video. This is what kind of put me on to a lot of things. Like, I knew a little bit. I heard about it. I saw some articles about the essays. I'm just like, you know, that ain't really that difficult to generate up an essay. But then there's some stuff in this video. It's gonna blow your mind. I would go check it out.
However,
I'll probably
as I
link it in the
previously
description.
stated, it's important to know that it's not perfect and may sometimes give bias or outright incorrect information. If you want to see that episode on ChatGPT and OpenAI's views on the future of these systems in more detail, the link for that episode can be found in the description below.
Yeah, I'll probably drop it in mine too.
Microsoft is looking to capitalize, namely by putting this technology in their search engine, Bing. The massive implications of this will be discussed later in the episode. But for now, we've got to find out.
Wow, they should. I use Bing. Bing is superior to Google in pictures, and you can go check it out for yourself. I use it for a little bit of marketing to get some high quality images that are not copyrighted and stock. It's pretty nice. But man, they're trying to bring Bing back. That is wild.
Out something.
Let's go.
How did Microsoft and OpenAI get involved with each other in the first place? The alliance between the two started in 2019 when Microsoft invested
Because ChatGPT needs data, and not just any data, any curated data, targeted data. And Google is literally, that's what they do. I'm surprised Google would let
$1 billion
them have it.
into OpenAI. This was very crucial for both companies. OpenAI needed some cash as well as the computing power of Microsoft's Azure cloud services. This allowed the AI research firm to scale and drastically reduce its operating costs. Microsoft, on the other hand, was able to acquire OpenAI's intellectual property portfolio in the process. In essence, Microsoft now has access to some of the world's best AI technology, giving it a competitive edge over other major players in the tech industry. Since then, Microsoft and OpenAI have been working together.
That's OpenAI CEO right there.
On various
He's
projects.
done a lot of interviews.
And specifically, ChatGPT. CEO Satya Nadella is saying its impact will be...
All of the AI coins that are on the blockchain, they're literally popping up right now too. So if you're into that, crypto is another thing I get into. But yeah, like a lot of the AI coins, they're jumping, which I'm not an investor, so I wouldn't go say invest, but take a look into it. Like AI is popping off. People are paying attention.
Be, quote, at the magnitude of the personal computer, the internet, mobile devices, and the cloud.
All right, Google, what y'all finna do?
When Microsoft made the bombshell announcement that they were integrating ChatGPT into Bing, Google was in shock. An emergency code red situation was declared, and I could imagine the frantic meetings. One Google executive told the New York Times it was a make or break moment for the company. But wait, this is Google we're talking about.
Right.
The company with
Come on
far and
now.
away the world's leading search engine. They dominate 90%
all
of
the
search
money,
queries.
too. Like, stop
Microsoft, with their dinky little Bing, accounts for only 9% of worldwide desktop searches in 2022. So why is
So the other 10% was with Bing.
Google panicking?
Okay, makes sense.
Google is looking at what might happen in the future and not what's happening today. Chatbots are not new, but the level of performance seen by ChatGPT definitely is. The thing that sets it apart from the Medicore chatbots of the past is that it's a generative pre-trained transformer, or GPT. In plain language, it just means that it's been trained on billions of parameters and petabytes of text. This training allows the system to generate new text in a way that mimics the understanding of a wide range of queries and can respond accordingly. ChatGPT, or the inevitable
Makes
flood
sense.
of AI assistants, has the potential to revolutionize how we interact with search engines. Microsoft could see this as well, and that's why they've been betting on OpenAI and its technology. For a second, I just want you to stop and
Imagine being able to just hold the side of your little thing. I mean, I have an Android phone, so I got Bixby on mine. Or, I mean, people have Siri. I don't know how much you can ask Siri, but Bixby, you can just be like, hey, Bixby, tell me how high Mount Everest is or something like that. And it'll give you the answer. So, like, having something, it's coming. I wouldn't doubt it's going to be the next year right on your phone. You might not even know that you're using AI. People are using AI now, they don't even know it. And algorithms, I feel like, are just like a segment of an AI, which people are all up on the algorithm. So AI only is kind of natural, man.
think about it. If an
With all the
AI-powered search
information,
engine gave you the specific
artificial
information or answer you want in a concise manner, but you could also ask further questions and drill down into the details that you want, this would be revolutionary.
Yes.
You don't have to click through a bunch of links and waste your time. Right now, if you want a specific answer, you have to Google what you're looking for, get a bunch of results that may or may not fit, and if it's specific enough, you end up going to a forum anyway and searching through all the answers there. In this AI-powered search engine,
One of the useful things I saw with ChatGPT on YouTube, some guy made like a curated diet plan based off of his BMI, his age, all of that. Like, and he catered it to whatever he would want his diet to be. So whether it was a high carb diet, a paleo diet, keto diet, whatever you really wanted to do, you could get curated stuff. So like, it was meant for you. Why would you use Google? I feel like it's using all the sources from Google, putting it in one and making something new, which is nice.
engine world, the answer would already be synthesized for you. And this is because the AI has already crawled through the whole web and read it already. And I think this is where AI-powered search will excel the most. For very specific problems, just this implication alone is huge. Obviously, if you want to know something political,
Just let it simmer of how much stuff you could do, how many things it's gonna make in your grasp. You can develop an app on here. I saw someone else make an app. Like, it was the skeleton. Of course, you might have to hire to like get some other things done if you don't know how to do it and look them up. But like, it gave them the frame to an app. I'm pretty sure Stephen Graham did that. He's a YouTuber. You can look him up. He was talking about that. But yeah, you could do a lot of things. It's very powerful.
or something that could have a slant or bias, that's another story.
It has Google shook a little bit, calling a code red, and there's a good reason for that. ChatGPT is potentially an existential threat to Google's business because Google relies 60% of its revenue on search, and ChatGPT offers an alternative to search, which is a one-stop question answering shop powered by AI. But this could change the game of search entirely, which is cool.
Yeah, ChatGPT does not link you. It doesn't link you a link. It gives you the information that's from the link, like, automatically. So like, you're not even getting taken off of ChatGPT. Like, you're right there. You're staying right there. So it's just like constantly. So it's really nice. Like I said, I've only had like maybe I played with it for like 45 minutes last night. Just seeing what it could do. I was just playing, you know what I'm saying? Asking different questions, seeing what's up. I advise everyone to go do that.
Core to Google's business.
If OpenAI integrates a ChatGPT-like language model into Bing's search engine, people will just be able to find the results that they need without having to scroll through a flat page of search results that are littered with ads. This may be good news for users, but for a company like Google, it's very bad news. And why is this so bad for Google? Because roughly 60% of their revenue comes from Google search. If the magnitude of this income becomes significantly damaged, it could be catastrophic.
They'll adapt.
Google's business model is centered around advertising. It's been their long-standing primary source of revenue. By charging companies for promoted search links or AdSense links on websites, the company has built a lucrative business model. But it's clear that ChatGPT's integration with Bing has the potential to disrupt this entire system. If that doesn't sound bad enough, the creator of Gmail himself said that ChatGPT will destroy Google's business in 2 years.
2 years. Holy.
While I don't think this is the case, because Google isn't going to just sit still, as you'll soon
like, what are
see,
you talking about? That's an
it still is
expedited
interesting
exit.
that he said this.
Yeah. problems for Google.
In January of 2023, the Department of Justice filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google.
I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, man, there's really not much competition for them. I'm surprised they haven't gotten a lawsuit yet.
They stated, quote, Google has used anti-competitive, exclusionary, and unlawful means to eliminate or severely diminish any threats to its dominance over digital advertising technologies. This isn't to mention the 12,000 Google employees that were recently let go. This is probably due to higher interest rates and a changing market.
It's evened out. Everybody let people go.
But still,
Doesn't matter.
all things considered, these are some of the biggest challenges Google has seen in its 20 years of dominance. So it's no surprise that the company issued the code red. But here's the crazy thing. They even sought help from their co-founders, Larry Page and Sergey Brin, both of which had stepped down from their executive positions back in 2019 and have not been actively involved in the company's operations.
The timing right before COVID too.
According to the New York Times, the pair was invited to an executive meeting to strategize on how to integrate chatbot features into Google's search engine. They were also said to be devising a plan for the company's AI operations. According to Forbes, Sergey Brin has requested access into Google's internal code, and he was taking a look at some Lambda code. This could indicate that Google will be using Lambda in their response to OpenAI. When Google calls them the old guard, you know things are getting serious. Meanwhile,
They went to daddy.
Microsoft is going all out.
Yo.
They're going to be investing an extra $10 billion into OpenAI. As part of the new agreement, Microsoft will receive 75%
You need to throw more than some 10 billion. Google coming after that ass. You're gonna have to throw a little bit. You're gonna have to double that up. This might be just the first round.
of
That ain't gonna
OpenAI
stop.
profits until it recoups its investment, and then will hold a 49% stake in the company afterwards. Unfortunately, this is the antithesis of what the OpenAI company originally stood for. If all goes well, this may turn out to be one of the best business deals of the decade.
Yeah, Google gotta throw them hands.
Right now, Chrome is the default option for Android, and Google pays Apple huge sums of money just to be the default option on iPhones and macOS devices. This has no doubt worked wonders for Google in the
I'm a Chrome.
past, especially since there's been no real alternative. But now that Bing could eat some market
These fucking boomers out here still using Firefox and Safari.
share,
Y'all
I think Google
funny.
will use their default status and dominating market
Not
share
like it
to their
matters.
advantage while they hit back. This is how I think things may play out if Google gets their act together. So Google are probably going to rapidly prototype and release an AI-powered search engine competitor integrated into Google Chrome. And because Google Chrome is the default browser for so many, this new tool will gain widespread adoption without much effort, and end up killing Bing AI before it really gets a chance to start.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Now I could be wrong, but it just
I
seems
mean, they already have 9%. They can make money on that 9%, to be honest.
like Google has to make a major move like this. It's reported that Google is working on 20 AI projects, including image generation tools, a product for prototype app testing, and even a green screen mode for YouTube creators.
Really? Interesting. So they're not trying to just come out with one thing. They're trying to launch multiple things, which at this point you might just want to put something out and then just
One of the most
launch the other stuff like DLC and just give it to us month after week after whatever you want. You got to get something out at this point.
interesting pieces of research is Music LM, an AI that can transform whistled or humming melodies into a certain style which is described in text.
So you're telling me I can hum a song and you can fill the words in for me? Whew.
So it's clear that Google isn't sleeping. In a staff memo,
I can't imagine people actually making music with AI. I guess I can imagine that. I couldn't imagine it being good and then a consumer actually consuming it and liking it, besides for the memes. But in 5-10 years, are we going to be able to tell a difference? Who knows?
CEO Sundar Pichai wrote, quote, "I am confident about the huge opportunity in front of us. Thanks to the strength of our mission, the value of our products and services, and our early investments in AI. To fully capture it, we'll have to make some tough choices." And I think that last sentence is key. It seems like Google may be forced to put the safety issues on the back seat and will just start unleashing the AI products. They could turn the playing field around quite quickly. And this is some news just in. According to CNBC, Google is currently testing a ChatGPT competitor called Apprentice Bard internally with its employees. And also, a group of engineers have left OpenAI and started their own AI company, and their first product, Claude, is similar to ChatGPT.
Dang, they left and they started their own? Whoa!
But better in some cases.
How's that not? They probably didn't sign anything. That depends, because usually when you have a job like that, you're not allowed to just like open up something right away. You have to have like a year, 2, 3. There's like a grace period, and that's on multiple job types. Like, it's not just about tech companies, but I'm surprised they were allowed to do that.
A company called Anthropic AI has already raised over $1 billion. And guess what? Google just invested $300 million. Things are really heating up now.
They've invested $300 million with former OpenAI researchers. That is
Google
funny.
just invested $300 million.
That's bad.
Things are really heating up now.
They were sitting on their hands.
But for those of you who are really into technology, something doesn't add up here. Google has been working on AI technology for a long time.
Right.
Even as far back as 2016, Google CEO Sundar Pichai wanted to make Google, quote, an AI-first company. So how could they be caught with their pants down like this? Well, in a twist of irony, Google inadvertently gave OpenAI the keys to the castle. In 2017, Google researchers published a paper that would silently change the world. It outlined a method of processing text, images, and more. It was called a transformer, and their technique allowed an AI to focus on specific parts of an input rather than having to process the entire sequence. This allows for more effective and efficient processing of language data. So in a way, it was this groundbreaking work from Google scientists that later led to the development of OpenAI's ChatGPT.
That's not a big deal. A lot of people gain stuff from other people and capitalize on it when you don't know where to capitalize. And they probably were looking into the future and not seeing AI being a thing, maybe even for another 3 to 5 years. And I know probably a lot of people, because we've heard about AI before, we've seen the robots. I don't think anybody predicted that something like ChatGPT would be dropping now and would catch such a wave. You know what I'm saying?
The problem for Google is that they moved too slowly.
Yeah,
and this was due to safety
for
concerns,
sure.
and rightly so. Such a large company has a lofty reputation. An offensive or misleading AI would be of high reputational risk for Google.
Yeah.
In general, even though AI language models feel very human-like, they occasionally produce illogical or outright false information. And due to
so does Google start mad as hell, bro. I'll be Googling a sentence or Googling something and it'll pop up some shit that's not relevant and I'll be upset. I gotta dumb the sentence down or make it smaller to where it's just like it makes it more redundant and have to do more searches. So
these reasons, Google
regular
has
searches
released
like that
nothing
now.
publicly. But the unavoidable consequence was frustrated researchers, so some of them have left to raise money for their own AI startups. That being said,
Holy.
Google does have several language models for internal use, the most famous of which was Lambda. This language model made headlines in June of 2022 when a former Google engineer claimed it was sentient. While that may not be true,
Blake Lamone says encountered sentient AI on company server. He capped. He doing this all for some
it was
clout.
certainly sophisticated.
Man, fuck out of here, man.
So let's wrap this episode up
Knowledge
by taking a look at what we know so
assistance.
far about an AI-powered Microsoft search engine. Microsoft is expected to launch Bing with some ChatGPT features at the end of March. There is still some growing speculation about how the AI system will be integrated into the search engine. One possibility is that ChatGPT could allow users to just communicate with Bing in a more human-like way. You don't have to worry about keywords. You just ask Bing the question in the same way that you would ask another person. An anonymous Microsoft source told Bloomberg that more conversational and contextual responses to queries will win over users by providing better quality answers that go beyond links. Bing is about to get the features of DALL-E 2, that text-to-image generator that caused such a stir and kicked off this latest wave of AI art. This integration will allow users to type in text and generate images, This feature will be particularly beneficial for search.
That was my first dive into AI. I didn't go do the Dolly, but Dolly was just the thing where you could type in words and type in different types of things, and it'll generate art for you. And the art was pretty interesting. I know a couple people have some album covers. I don't know if Lil Yachty just used this or the Dolly for that, but Lil Uzi's album cover has some AI generated art, and so does Lil Uzi. Their latest album covers have AI generated art, so it's already starting. If you go on Twitter, you'll see actual artists complaining and being scared, like not even complaining, they're threatened by this. But this was Dolly.
Images don't currently exist.
If you want to check into
Essentially,
that, look
it
into
will allow
It's
users to
interesting,
create new images on demand. Microsoft has said that they're working closely with OpenAI, so this feature doesn't generate explicit or inappropriate visuals. So, it looks like Bing is getting a major overhaul.
I've already seen multiple profiles on Twitter, and they are doing OnlyFans, and they're not real women.
ChatGPT
So be careful out there.
and
People are
DALL-E 2
getting
features
finessed.
integrated. It sure is going to grab everyone's attention when it's launched. How
Yeah.
exactly this pans out still
That'll
remains to be
crazy
seen,
if
but I
DALL-E 2
certainly am
and
intrigued,
ChatGPT
and it'll be interesting to
Stop
see how
playing.
this plays out.
Yeah, me too.
So we may be on the cusp of a new era in which the search engine that we know becomes a thing of the past.
It's already the past. People are using ChatGPT like it's crazy. Like, they might still use Google to like go in and define where they can get supplies for and to get other stuff. But it's got the juice. It's already here, people. Might as well get on the wave.
The digital directories of old will become the digital assistants of the future. So I'm going to make it clear. Google search isn't going anywhere anytime soon, but it's so interesting to think that there could be a legitimate contender around the corner.
They'll
And from
adapt.
Microsoft Bing of all places. Just think, a year or two
Having a competitor is only going to make them better, and it makes us all better. You got to have a rival.
ago, no one would have seen this coming. It's just amazing how fast things are moving.
That's facts.
So what are your thoughts? Are link-based search results going to expire? Do you think you're going to warm up to an AI bot serving you the information that you need?
Do I think the links will go away? No. People need to find certain places. There'll always be a market for SEO, which is just search engine optimization. So if you type in clean my house or house cleaning, I can pay to have my company and my the name of my company up first. And if I have a company, I have a link. So you're paying. That's always going to be something. That ain't going nowhere anytime soon, forever, actually. Because we're not all the same, so we can't just go to the same place to get something. We have to switch it up. We have to, be apart. And people have to have their own companies and own destinations and the websites and the address. It's just on the internet, so it'll always be here.
Will Bing become
I'm already warmed up to it as well to answer that second question.
a verb?
Bing will become a verb. People are going to be saying, yeah, go ahead and Bing it, man. And it's going to give you your stuff. Go ahead and Bing it or Bing it up.
And finally,
I can already
do
hear
you
it.
think Google will hit back faster than we all expect?
Yeah, they will. What are you talking about? What you think? But Google's going to go from 90% search to just leaving and then giving them the back end and giving them the power to do what they're doing? You think they're just going to lay on their backs? Nah.
Please
They're
let me
gonna
know in the
be-
comment section.
They're
It's going
going
to be an
dang,
interesting
Aiden
discussion.
Ross got me saying, nah, goddamn.
Alright, so that's about it from me. Feel free to have a browse through the cold.
Now, yeah, check his channel out. He has some fire information. He actually is the one who introduced me to the ChatGPT, what it could do, what's going on with it, besides just hearing kids writing essays with it. Very interesting video. I'll probably link it in the description, but yeah, AI is here, people. It's time to get with the times. If you haven't checked it out, I would probably just go to the OpenAI's website. It's free to use. Just kind of play around with it, see what you can do with it. Like I said, I've seen people make apps with it, like the skeleton to it. I've seen people make recipes. You can get a lot of good, nice recipes on here with the ingredients that you have in your house. Workout plans, there's a bunch of other stuff. I'm pretty sure you can get some financial planning information on there. You can probably find out about some loopholes with grants and stuff like that. I was doing a little research on that. So the future's here. I'd go play around with it. Just keep your ear to the ground with this type of stuff. I'll probably update you guys on more information with it. But this is a little bit about ChatGPT and the AI, what's going on, and Google, $1 billion, $1 trillion company. in a war with the other billionaires that are trying to get some money. So regardless of the money, it will be the future, and whether you take part in it or not, it'll make people's lives easier. And your casual job might be harder because it's going to be, you're going to have to require skills that this can't do. And if it can do a lot of the basic things, you're going to have to find something that's a little bit more, might require a little bit more skill. But I wouldn't be intimidated by it. I would just adapt and try to find out as much information as you can, and make sure you're prepared. So this is a little bit about ChatGPT and AI, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.